Welcome back to the Outward Expression. I'm Roman, your host, and this episode we're going to be going over men's footwear again. I feel like I really kind of dropped the ball the last time around, so I'm going to go over it with a little more detail this time around. And actually, since you can't wear shoes without socks, or at least in my opinion, it's probably a bad idea unless you're on a catamaran somewhere in the South Pacific. But today we're going to go over it in a little more detail. But before we do, I want to kind of just show you that I'm wearing one of the jackets I featured in one of our earlier presentations. This is a very heavy, one of my favorites. It's a wool, heavy wool houndstooth pattern with a prominent olive green and sand color pattern. Really nice heavy jacket. I think this particular jacket dates back to the 1990s. It's a Bill Blass jacket and one of my favorites. I've paired it with an ecru shirt, which has a very subtle pattern on it. I don't know if you can pick this up in the presentation here, but there's a very light pattern that kind of mirrors the houndstooth presentation here. And I've paired that with a lovely, this is a wool tie with a floral pattern. I don't know if you can really pick that up here, but I'm going to stand up a little taller and show you the pattern here is a floral pattern, and the waistcoat is a herringbone style wool that kind of picks up on all of these textures. You have a very coarse texture here, coarse texture in the tie. The broadcloth is coarse for a men's dress shirt, and this of course is coarse, of course. Now you can't see from this particular angle, but I am wearing a pair of olive drab dress trousers with a cuff. Maybe in another episode I'll show them. In terms, the color is pretty much picks up on the olive drab here. They are heavy wool weight and appropriate for this type of outfit. So moving on, we're going to go back to, like I said, the men's shoes. Like I said earlier, it felt like I just kind of gave it short shrift in the last video, so I'm going to try and do a better job this time around. So hang with me. We're going to start with the very basic foundation. This is a black leather wingtip with a nice glossy finish. This is a lace-up style and leather upper, leather soles, elegant, pretty much appropriate for more formal outfits. And I'm going to actually, so you got the image of this, keep that in your mind. And now for these, I would recommend, for a variety of occasions and applications, we're going to go with just a argyle. These are wool socks, argyle pattern, gray, black, and a dark charcoal gray. Works very well. Adds a little interest in terms of the footwear and the presentation, so you're not just with a plain black sock. And of course, as a backup, we have just a plain black stocking that will work very well. Both of these are pretty much over the calf and work well with the black. So we're going to move on now into a loafer. This is a brown basket weave tasseled loafer with a leather upper and a man-made sole. Very comfortable, works well with most of the earth tone patterns and styles that I have in my wardrobe. I have a lot of earth tone in my wardrobe, and these work well, very, very well with most of them. I like that it's a basket weave. It's a little more interesting than just a plain upper. The tassel is nice. They also come with like a penny loafer style that I'm not a big fan of, so I don't have them in my wardrobe, but if it's your style, that's great. I mean, they look real nice. It just, for me personally, I like something with a little more interest in the surface. In particular with this, again, the basket weave offers a nice, it almost resembles like some sort of maybe crocodile skin or something. From a distance you might get that impression, but real nice, very appropriate for sport coats and jackets, that type of thing. Now with this, I've chosen to pair it with a couple of different styles. First, I'm going to offer this plain olive drab, just plain over the calf again with a pin dot pattern on it. I don't know if you can see that again from the camera. It looks, you just may be able to pick it up, just a black, very subtle pin dot in there that, you know, sets it apart from just a plain green stocking. And here's something a little more playful, a little more interesting, I think. It is, this would be worn with a lighter suit, just a, this is a calf length stocking with a white and tan pattern. A little more interesting in terms of the presentation, maybe for more casual, maybe a tan suit, that type of thing, more of a summer or spring and summer type outfit. We're going to move along to another classic. This is what they call oxblood or Cordovan. Again, it is a wingtip, which I'm very fond of. I have a lot of these in my shoe collection. Wingtips, Cordovan. This is a leather-soled shoe, and this is an oxblood again, like I said, or Cordovan. These work well with a variety of different suits and sport coats. They can be worn. I actually couldn't wear these. I feel like I can wear these very well with a navy blue suit and pull that off very nicely because it is more of a red. It works well because I believe that with maybe a navy or a gray suit that a brown may not be appropriate, but the Cordovan works very well. And for the stockings, I have paired this off with, again, an Argyle. This particular Argyle has gray, charcoal gray, and purple. And I think the purple works very well with the oxblood. So these work very well. Maybe a little more interesting than just a plain black sock for you know, your footwear. Moving along, another option is this subtle window pane pattern here in the stocking. This is an over the calf, and if you can pick it up, just very subtle window pane pattern in there. Works well with that particular pair of shoes. And I've got one more style, and this is just a more of a light brown calfskin cap toe is what they call this. Leather upper, man-made sole. This is lace up, of course, with a very nice little pattern here that runs across the top of the shoe. I like this with more casual outfits, like maybe like an olive double-breasted suit, summer and spring wardrobe type thing. It works very well with those occasions, and it's, in my estimation, maybe a little more casual, but I like it, and it works well with those types of outfits. In particular, I have a tan linen suit that works very well with these and is more of a spring and summer type thing. Obviously, tan is good for spring and summer wear, and particularly for that type of situation where you find yourself maybe tiring of your fall and winter wardrobe and you want to do a little something that's more in keeping with the season. I like to pair them off with these, and for these I've chosen just a plain sand colored stocking. Over the calf, simple, not much to say about this, but there they are. And as another option, of course, you could wear different colors with this, darker, lighter, but in my estimation, I really like these. These are a very elegant, over the calf, very nice fabric. The hand is very nice on these, and this has a tiny little pattern on there. It looks like I can see that in the presentation. This works well. With a plain tan suit, you want to break it up a little bit, and this gives you opportunity to do that. So, like I said earlier, I felt like I'd kind of given you guys a bit of maybe a lackluster presentation for the footwear last time around. So I wanted to make up for that and present you with a little something extra. I do have a few more pairs of men's shoes that I want to show you that may be a little bit more playful. They're off the beaten track, and we'll go over that in the next presentation. In the meantime, I want you to remember that this is the channel where you come for suggestions and recommendations for men's footwear and men's clothing in particular. More generally speaking, what we're trying to do here is not necessarily all about clothing, but about style. And style is not, again, just about clothing. It's about how you present yourself, how you speak to others, how you carry yourself, and maybe how you make yourself appealing to others and attract people to you that you would like to know and to get to know. So for the next presentation, I think we'll be going over those other styles of shoes that I mentioned. And in the meantime, this is the Outward Expression, and always choose the good.